All right, so assemble your Z bar in the Z formation, and for ease, I have turned it upside down. And the instructions, they're pretty cut and dry. So this is the model 60283 from Store Supply. And so to start it off, I just put it in the Z formation, and it says to put in screws on the bottom of it, which are screws number 14. And if you look there, 14 is the short fat ones. So I'm gonna screw those in. So that's what we got. And it gave you your Allen wrench to go with it. So let's do that part. All right, so with my Allen wrench, I just screwed that in. So you have that done. And then you're going to take the other two and do the other side. All right, so let's ease over there and do the other side. All right, so we've got our screws in the bottom. So those are done, and the bottom. And the next step is to put your wheels on. I figured since it was already upside down, and so the wheels just kind of stick in the holes in the bottom. So what you got to do is unscrew the screw and just place them in there. They already have the washers on there. So you just unscrew them and then put them on there and then screw the screw back onto the other side. And so that came in the little box in the shipment. So you're going to do the other one. Just unscrew the nut off. And I left the washer, and that might be backwards. I don't know. There may be a right and the wrong way, but this is my version of doing it. And maybe this part goes at the top. I don't know, but this is how I'm going to do it. And then you're just going to stick that part on there. And it'll stand up. Whoops. I said that and then it fell down. But it'll stand up long enough for you to do the screw. And so just screw that in there. And just screw that on. And now you have the first three parts done. So you're going to put the orange pieces together. I didn't show that part because I was just busy trying to hurry up and get it done. But you're going to put the orange pieces in a Z pattern. And then you're going to put the screws in. Then you're going to put your wheels on. You're supposed to put one locking wheel on each end. So this one has a locking wheel and this one does not. So one on each side. And let's go back to our diagram. And so that's what you have there. So you have your locking wheels and your non-locking wheel. And so that's the first part. So never pay no mind to my leg. I got bit by a brown recluse. And that got really, really bad. So never mind my leg. It's in the healing process. All right. So the next thing we need to do is flip it over and put our poles in. So take them out of the plastic, of course. I've put all my little pieces over here to the side, of course. And then just put your poles in after you flip it back over. Okay. So let's do that part. And so that's how that looks. So there is a part of the pole that is kind of indented, so it'll slide into the pole. So let's see if I can get that part done for you. So just going to turn it upside down and slide it in there. And it kind of pops into place like that. Pull the plastic off. And you're going to get your wrench here. And the big side just tightens up. Whoops, wrong way. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, or not in this case, lefty-tighty seems to be. So you're going to just tighten up your screws on your wheels. And of course you're going to do all 4 of those until they're nice and snug. Like that. So I'm going to hit pause so that I can finish these 4 up. So you hit pause on your camera so that you can tighten up your screws. And I'll be right back. All right, so you should be left with 4 pieces that look like this. Of course, your Allen wrenches, your regular wrench should have 4 screws like this, 4 nuts that look like this, and 2 screws that look like this. So you're going to take these 2 pieces and put them together like this. They're going to make like a little cove in the middle. And you're going to put a screw down in here and screw it on the back side. So it kind of looks like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera and do this. I should have pulled my stand in here, but I didn't. So you're going to put the screw in there like this. And it's going to make the space for the pole. So it's going to look like that. And then you're going to put your washer on the other side. Now your washer gets a little tough on when you start screwing it, so you got to get your wrench and tighten it up, right? Now if you have power tools would be awesome at this point. And I do have power tools, but I figured I could do it, just get it without having to do it, because I think my power tools are dead and need to be charged. But anyway, I just went ahead and did it with my bare hands and not my power tools. And this is what you have left. So this is the piece that you will have when you have done what you need to do. And then this will slide on the top of the pole. Okay? So I'll come back, I'll push pause, I'll do the other side, and then we'll slide this down on the top of the 2 standing poles, and then we'll have our rack. All right, so hold tight. Let me do the other part. Okay, so that kind of took me a little doing, because you kind of need somebody to hold the pieces together. But this is what I did to make it work, because I wanted to put this together by myself. Okay, so I got the 2 pieces assembled, right? So let me show you on this other end. So I got them assembled like on the pole with 1 screw. Okay, and then I got both screws in there like that. But it's hard to do it when the pole is inside of the orange part. So I just kind of made like a little V on the ground and leaned it up against something to hold it still so I can screw it together. So while it was leaning, I screwed it together like that. And I guess for lack of better words, I call this maybe the knuckle. So once you get your knuckle situated and it's kind of all together and it's kind of screwed together, then you go back and put it back in the... I'm going to struggle with this, so I won't be able to show you this part. Hold on. Then you go back and put it back into the poles. Okay? And then you can swing it around and get the other knuckle together. Okay? Remember to clean up as you go so that you are not making a complete disaster. And this one is pretty big. This one is really big. So, this is what you have. Okay? So, now that you have one knuckle assembled, and it's not really tight yet. I don't have it like screwed super tight, just tight enough for me to hold it still. And then I can go back over here on this side. Now this, I've over tightened it. It really needs to be like down here so that you can still manipulate the knuckle. And I mean, I can move it, but not really. So I got to loosen this up and then open this like so I can wiggle it. I should be able to wiggle this so I can slide this over top of here and then tighten it back up, if that makes sense. And then you'll be finished. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to loosen my screw back up. So see, it's almost done. We're almost there. So I'm going to loosen this up, my knuckle, and then slide this. See the hole for the bottom? You're going to slide this on here like that side. And then you're going to tighten it back up and put your other screw in here. Tighten it all back up. Make sure everything is tightened. And then you'll be done. Okay? So I'm going to push pause to do that. Okay, and let me give you an example of what I mean by... See how this screw is too tight. But this screw is perfect. So to get your knuckle how you need it to be, I just went ahead and loosened, put the other screw in there barely, and then loosen this one up, right? Now, the knuckle, I should really have my, I should really have my stand. When you take the knuckle off, like it just slid off, right? You're going to turn the knuckle sideways and slide it down the sideways pole. Okay? And then, hold on. You're going to put, if I can get this with one hand. Oh. It ain't loose enough yet. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me go get my stand. Jeez, hold on. Okay, now let me try to get it together for you. All right, so now that we have that sideways and we have both of our screws in there, we can tighten them up. And so you just want to use your wrench. And I started with tightening the bottom just so it'll hold in place. Now it'll just sit there so I can tighten it up. You can use a level to just make sure that's straight if you need to do that, if you're just interested in that, but you really don't have to. And then you're just going to tighten up all your screws, all your nuts, bolts, whatever, screws. Just going to make sure everything is in place like that. If you want to use power tools for this part, just be careful not to strip the nut. But I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. If you use those things, use power tools, but you don't have to. They gave you everything you need in the kit. All right, so just make sure you're not stripping the screws. because you might need to take this back down and when you move. There. So now that you have everything tightened, it's good to go. It'll roll. And so you just want to make sure the nuts are tight, and make sure you go back around all the sides now that it's all together. I think this one holds, I think they said 300 pounds. So now you have your Z-Rack rolling Z-Rack together. And you should be good to go to put it in your closet or use it for however you want to use it. It's pretty sturdy. And that's how you put that thing together. I hope that helps somebody.